So it is a real good one that just happened. So I'm at the gas station buying some soda, right? Full throttle, represent Coca-Cola. Y'all should really think about funding me at this point. But at least give us some free sodas. Especially because we need new camera holders, apparently. But you know, these crackheads are really getting pretty ridiculous. These prostitutes, whores, whatever they are. They look like all the above. But I'm sitting there trying to buy my soda, right? And they put their drinks like right next to mine, as if like I know them or something. I turn around and they throw money like almost at me, past me, onto the fucking counter. And they go, "Oh, can we just add this to his? Because we gotta leave." And the lady goes, "What?" Then they have to walk away with the fucking, like, some sort of fucking slushes or something they have in their fucking hands, right? And the lady goes, "Oh, did you even ask him?" I turn around and I said, "I'm not dealing with these people. These are a pain in my ass. Who the fuck are these people?" So they just keep walking. And she goes, "Do you believe this?" And I'm like, "No, I don't fucking believe it," right? So she proceeds to add their shit to my fucking, to my fucking order. Like I said yes to some shit. I said, she goes 13 something when my thing was like, I think it's like between $9 and $10 or something like that. It could have been even more than 10, I'm not sure. But I look at it for a second and I'm like, 13 something. And I'm like, you think I'm paying for their shit? I'm like, first off, I don't know these people. I just said this shit. And second off, they just gave you fucking not enough money and then left with the stuff. Guess what? They stole from you because I ain't paying for shit. That's exactly what the fuck I told these people. Look at this. What are you fucking kidding me? Unfucking real. I got them on camera yet again, acting like fucking assholes. Look at this fucking shit. It never ends. I'm telling you. But this is the sort of shit I come across when I leave the house around this time. I always find something fucking nuts. The fact that they actually thought that was gonna... And the funny thing is, the difference is probably like 80 fucking cents, but I'm like, I'm not sitting here gonna figure out how much is the difference that I gotta pay for these fucking whores. I don't, oh what, you gotta go guzzle cum? It ain't fucking my problem, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Then she starts banging on the desk. While some other guy that works there is like, "What happened?" And she's like, I can't believe this. I'm not gonna pay for this. Look at this fucking people trying to hit me and shit. This is fucking nuts. This is all on camera. I have this all on camera, and it's still acting like this. I'm telling you, this fucking whole world is losing its fucking mind, dude. It's fucking real crazy. It was already getting crazy before I put the fucking camera on. You can't make it a block without somebody fucking trying to hit you, or not paying attention, playing with their cell phones, fucking acting a fool. Jesus Christ. No cops any fucking where. You could have tickets for fucking days. And you'd be protecting people. Where the fuck are they? We pay them. What the fuck is this? And they're like, "Well, actually the state does." And it's like, well, the fucking state better step the fuck up, because guess what? It ain't safe to be on their streets, you fucking morons. And I know exactly where the fucking state representative office is. I'll go down there and visit next with a bunch of fucking people, and they can answer to us. The fuck? These people forget that they work for us. You know what I mean? It's like, the fuck? Who do you think you're here to protect? Stupid? Yourself? Your friends? Dummy? That's called everyday life. Not putting on a fucking suit and getting paid to fucking do shit. Dumb fuck. It's amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. Like, what am I seeing? What the fuck is going on? The fact that those girls actually thought that they were gonna get away with that, one, and then two, that lady actually thought that I was gonna go along with it. It's like, who the fuck do you think you people are? Like, do you even know who the fuck I am? Because I was about to step away from taking a dump on that motherfucker. Like, oh yeah, you need an extra 82 cents there. There you go. The 2 cents is free. The 80, not so much. Fucking retards. And it's the type of person, too, I feel bad because they're ugly and they got some crazy shit on their fucking face, of course. You know, they work in a fucking Cumberland. So for some reason, that's like the major fucking thing. There's always somebody working with something crazy on their face. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I mean, it's good to hire people that are fucked up, but I mean, what the fuck, man? You know? When they're actually doing fucked up shit. And then on top of it, you got fucking crackhead, fucking Crystal and fucking Larry over here, whatever the fuck the other one's name was. I don't even give a shit. Piglets. Can we just fucking... It's like, no, you can't, because you don't even know the fucking price of what the hell you're buying, you dumb fuck. And the lady that's sitting there working doesn't know what to say to these people? But she's gonna ask me, have the audacity. And as soon as I told her I ain't paying for that fucking shit, she knew right away. Oh yeah, I can't just ask strangers for fucking money in the middle of a fucking store for some fucking dumb whores. It's like, at least offer to rub my dick or something. Look at this. I got white hairs dealing with this stress. I got a podcast I gotta do later. I gotta clean this up, and I'm over here dealing with whores. And then I even sucking my dick or doing anything cool, you know? Stripping, nothing. Fucking just sitting here trying to get 80 cents from me. 80 fucking cents, really. Like, at least just tap it a little, fucking tickle it, do something. Fuck, show me like a tit, just one tit, whatever.
Kanye West invested $10 million in a volcano. I'll repeat. Kanye West invested $10 million in a volcano, and some old white guy that built it, he didn't build a volcano, but he built tunnel systems underneath it, and it's on indigenous land. How the fuck did they get away with this, and why the fuck are they doing it? Obama's involved somehow. Very strange. So I got a migraine, right? And I'm watching this dude, and he's playing around with rocks and stuff. He's got different geodes to heal certain things. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, in real life, how did this begin, right? And I'm thinking he thought when he went to a geode museum that shit was worth money. So he went in there one night and stole a shit ton of them, found out they were worth shit, and he was like, how the fuck am I gonna make money with all these stupid looking rocks? And he's like, wait a minute.
Manifesting peace, love, and light to you instantly within this moment.
He's a thief! I don't know. I'm just playing.
So Justin Trudeau went to Mar-a-Lago several weeks before the United States presidential inauguration of Trump. I don't know if that meeting was made public or not, but I find it very odd that this thought comes to mind about how Canada's border isn't being taken care of in a way that the United States would prefer because of fentanyl, which is, even in J.D. Vance's own words, only 1% compared to what is coming in through the Mexican side. This is what he said just the other day, like 2 days ago, maybe yesterday. But he said this live. So, that's the case. I started thinking, I'm like, well, then what the hell would all of this shit be about? And I started thinking, what would they want to put tariffs on a whole bunch of stuff that Americans are going to have to pay for and that Canadians are going to have to pay for when our economies are so tied up in the war and they're tied together? And I started thinking, maybe it's to balance the inflation that everybody keeps claiming is right on the verge of happening, but the entirety of Trump's cabinet is saying that not only is it not going to happen, but that they're going to flip the economy on its head and make it all awesome. But what I'm thinking is, they would, if you would do anything to keep things going, what would you do quickly in order to make these things happen? Executive orders, tariffs, and you don't want to talk about inflation directly, so you handle it indirectly by doing a bunch of weird shit, like saying that the cartel is attacking the border, and that allows for extreme military expenditure and investments in border wall, securities, and all sorts of different things that you're going to have at the border now. And even law enforcement, right? And that I believe that'll go all the way to the state level, too. You'll probably get law changes, so that's got to be worth something to somebody, especially depending on what they get, because you got all this FAA business that's been going rampant lately because of the plane crashes and the fact that the big drone invasion, and they were saying that, oh, well, we have no real good way to police our skies and all this bullshit. It's that way they can get some sort of surveillance laws in place for the use of drones and to monitor the skies, because everybody's going to not only be able to use drones on their own to do all kinds of different stuff, but autonomous drones are going to become more prevalent in society over the next 20 years. So they got to do a bunch of stuff to get those laws and protections and systems in place without freaking everybody out. And, like, you can't just say, like, oh, we're just going to have a bunch of autonomous drones, and we want to get some laws done about that, because then people will go, oh, drones are going to fly on their own, you're fucking nuts, you know. So, in order to do all this shit, you create some fake problem, an invasion that only lasts a few days, right? Doesn't really affect too much, and then you can get people to do whatever the hell you want. Same way with all this cartel stuff. I'm like, why would the cartel actively attack the U.S. military, the largest military in the entire fucking world? It doesn't make any sense. There is no military on Earth that would ever attack the United States military directly on its own soil, ever. You know why? Because it's intentionally made to be so fucking large that even if multiple countries were to attack the United States directly, it'd still be able to handle its shit. For those of you that don't know. So, the cartel is planning on and actively attacking the military at the border, so that's why they're sending the military there, is total and complete bullshit. They are literally probably funding the people that are maybe some part of some, I would say, several new cartels or offshoots, and it's really just people being funded by the fucking CIA, and to attack the border. And in return, they get all this money, they can take the drugs and the power. Meanwhile, the people that have a bunch of money and that know better, all the real cartel kingpins, were told ahead of time, get the fuck out of here for the next, like, year and a half, until the next big crisis comes, because we're going to have the fucking military going crazy over there, and all of your guys that you hate, we're going to give them a bunch of fucking money to attack the border, and we're going to fucking wipe them out. I guarantee you that's what's fucking happening right now. I guarantee you. Because if you take the media's story, regardless of what side you're looking at, the major media, it makes no fucking sense. So it makes the world look as if it's in fucking chaos, and it leaves you in a place, the average person, in a place where it's like you can't comprehend what the fuck's going on, so it's easier to not even look at it. But if you look at it at a place from necessity, and you think, if I was on top and things were about to go like totally fucking haywire at any moment, and the only way to keep things perfectly in control is to just lie your fucking ass off and do exactly what you have to do in a legal way, but just draw people's attention to where you need to at a time in order to create the sort of momentum you need to economically, politically, whatever. And if you can do that successfully and continue that success, whether it be with an AI or with somebody that is gaming the system or whatever the fuck, and I'm not saying it's anything in specific here because I don't know, but I've heard rumors that there is some superpowered AI that certain arms of our government now use to actually not only tell the future, which sounds magical and shit, but it's just based on probability. That's literally how all your chatbots work. They're literally just guessing the future of what you're going to say, and they base what they're going to say on that. That's what a chatbot is. So they have super powered versions of this stuff that can literally guess, like, within like a month, based on what the hell's going on all around the world, what's going to happen in Massachusetts generally when it comes to like politics or some shit, or economy. And you can get really, really specific now because you're starting to expand the power of AI exponentially. And eventually it will get to the point where it looks like magic, and I've heard that if it's not already there in the classified setting, it will be in the next 6 months. They call it the event horizon of technology. But yeah, it's when I started finally piecing all this together, I'm like, now the drone invasion makes sense, because you were gonna have all this stuff with the cartel too, saying that the cartel was gonna send a bunch of drones and attack and shit, and it's like we know from Ukraine that you can trace drones. And if you make them in a way that you can't trace them, then you have to use blockers and shit. And once you use the blockers, like microwave guns, and you can make like big radar shields and all this other wild ass shit. If you can't knock them down that way, or rather, if they get knocked down that way a lot, you use drones that are actually tied in with a string. It's some sort of tether, and that's how it operates. I think it can go like several hundred yards or some shit like that, which doesn't sound like much, but in an active battlefield, that's actually like fucking miles in potential, so potential usefulness. So there's a lot going on all at once. You're being told a lot about a whole bunch of stuff all at once that seems like it's not connected, but it actually is. All of it is connected completely. In fact, that stupid Zelensky and Trump fight, right, that they televised and stuff, they planned that. They planned that entire fucking thing. You have to understand that half of the people that the cameras were pointed at that entire time are trained actors. You have to understand this. And the fact that you're going to have a man sit there and pretend as if he's going to put his entire country at risk, so that way he can not wear a suit and say a bunch of stupid crap, and that the other people on the other side of the room actually give a fuck about that, and not the $350 billion in minerals, you're out of your fucking minds. And the fact that Russia is even in on half of this shit tells you that this was part of the plan from the fucking start. Because how the hell do you have people getting slaughtered on this scale, and all of a sudden, everything's fucking fine because everybody's gonna get money and minerals? You're on your fucking ass if you believe that shit. This was all planned. Which means they killed all those people, right? The powerful that planned this tricked those fucking poor people in Ukraine and Russia and all the other countries that got involved into killing each other. So that way, when they finally implement what they're about to with this mineral dig, and I would imagine they're probably going to tie in a bunch of other different stuff because of the agriculture, nuclear energy, and a few other things that have to do with classified stuff that they have in some labs there, you're going to have a conjunction of Russia, China, North Korea, United States, everybody. That's going to be the starting point of what they want next, which is going to be this new world order, social credit system, crazy shit. And it's incredibly complicated. I'm not gonna lie. Even me just I literally had to like lay down in order to discuss this because like my head is fucking spinning trying to put it all together. But I can promise you that this is what's going on. They're putting everything in place to continue this plan of remaking the world into a different type of civilization. Our entire species, every species on the planet, everything about the planet, they want to control every aspect of the planet, every aspect of humanity, and I'm not even sure that actually includes us expanding 2 different planets. physically, it might just have to do with us harvesting asteroids and things from the surrounding planets around us in order to stay on Earth and create tiny pockets, tiny colonies in rings around Earth, the moon, and in between, like flotillas. So that way, if something ever were to happen to Earth, or a massive amount of people at once on Earth, or the moon, or the rings, or whatever, that the species could still survive and propagate. But to say they want to go to the stars and all this other shit, no. To say that there's some sort of galactic, council of aliens and shit, and they stay in the shadows and only talk to Stephen Greer. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I have a very good feeling, and I can't guarantee it, but I have a very good feeling that he's full of shit, and I would love for him or anybody else that knows him or works with him to prove me wrong, but they won't. And I don't work for any CIA. If anything, the White House and everybody else that works at Facebook, CIA, FBI, they all fucked everything that I ever set up ever since I found out that the copyright to COVID was owned by somebody in the United States in 2019, and I found this out in April, right just after the lockdown started getting really pushed into effect. And as soon as I started reporting that, and I started reporting where people could go to get groceries, because they had different times for old people to go to different grocery stores to be able to get things, people started taking offense, and that was it. And then I got hit by a car. Everybody refused to investigate. And then 6 months later, everybody stopped talking to me, and things got really weird, and I can't get work anywhere now. Even though I acquired a pilot's license, I went back to college. I'm saying I'm actively working in several degrees. I don't have active degree programs on right now. I'm reactivating them as things were difficult. I had to try to reacquire work as a drone pilot, podcast host, actor, business management, college student. There's so many different aspects of this. But I'm gonna keep talking this out, and we're gonna see how much of this I can straighten out for everybody. Because when they're talking about making cars more expensive for people and shit, things in general between Canada and the U.S., they're gonna find anybody to blame but themselves. And the only reason they even have to do that is because they have to balance out this inflation. And sitting there beating up a dead horse called Biden isn't gonna help us get to where we need to go. That's the whole fucking point of this. They're gonna talk shit about Biden and everything anyway, because Biden, I'm pretty sure, agreed to be the patsy that he was. And I don't know what the fuck they offered him. Maybe it was amnesty for his son or something, and that was the whole fucking thing, but he literally took on all the blame for all the shit that Trump did. And then he just continued to do all the bad stuff that Trump started. That's all that happened. So, all this people thinking that there's one over the other, and one's gonna save us and the other one is an asshole. Who the fuck has either of them helped? Because I could pretty much talk to anybody on the street in any aspect of this entire city, this entire state, tri-state area, and I can almost guarantee you 90 to 99% of the answers that I'm going to get of, oh, well, how have they helped your lives? And I'm going to get the same shit that they're saying in the news, but nothing else. And when I ask them to explain what it is they're saying, if it is a repeat from something in the news, they're not going to be able to explain it. And once we finally delve into the details of all these things, there is nothing better right now. And there hasn't been anything better for the average person in general in the past 10 to 12 years. Everything is lesser and everything sucks. Everything sucked 4 years ago, everything sucks now. And it's pretty much been on an even keel of suckage, and it kind of does a little bit of this, but it kind of stays pretty even, and nothing really horrifying happens here. So you know that shit is fucking planned, because what the fuck is happening that would be knocking us off balance? Nothing's changed here. They say we're at an economic war with fucking China and stuff, but if you think about it, right, if that tariff plan with Canada was a plan the whole fucking time, then they would do the same thing with China and Russia would have the biggest version of it because they're the ones that were pretending to be at war with us. It's all to economically balance the entire world. And then they're going to liquidate all of the barriers that separate people when it comes to religion, politics, state, and then it will become genetics. The dissolution of difference in humanity. And Project Bluebeam and all this other crazy ass shit, it's not even required, but they can use it anyway. And it's all part of what the hell's happening now. Is all just to make everything evened out because they now have the power to control the entire planet. That's all it is. It's not power to go like this, like Thanos' glove, and go, I just control everything, you're my bitch, and that's just how it's gonna fucking be, everybody's gonna do what I say. It's what you're seeing now. It's, you're told what you need to be told so that way you do what you need to do that these people want you to do. Or whatever controls this, the AI, the people of power, whatever. And it's working. Most people are not paying enough attention, and it's tough for them to even be able to, and they don't even feel a responsibility to most of the time because their lives are made to be so difficult. So that way they aren't able to pay attention or defend themselves from it. We're all being fucked. And it's gonna get a lot fucking worse if we all don't start paying the fuck attention and start straightening this shit the fuck out. I mean, look at the sacrifice I'm making. I'm literally using that terrible angle that old people use when they just, like, lazily record shit. And I got the double chin going and shit. Things are stressful right now, and I'm trying to help people out. This is fucked up. I'm trying to help myself is a pain in the fucking ass, but when there's other people around me, too, that are also looking for fucking assistance, and I don't know, I'm like, dude, I need fucking help. I don't know what to do for you. It's a serious fucking problem. As a pilot, college student, fucking... I worked my entire life. I pay all my bills. I'm literally only in, like, 1 or 2... maybe only $1,000 now left of debt, which I maintain in order to gain credit. So that's average. That's literally what a business owner should be doing. Like, I'm literally across the board. I have no drug issues. I have no crime issues. I have no past issues. I'm trying to think of, like, fucking something that's... Like, I live with my mom, bro. I don't even know, like... I'm trying to think of fucking... I have no kids, dude. No child support. Everything's going for me except for I don't have a vehicle yet, and they're gonna try to make cars more expensive now. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, we'll be back in a little while.
Buster. Buster. Buster, don't pretend you're deaf. Get down.
He's got the long ears too, like. Oh, at least he loves you.
Okay, get down.
Holy shit.
Okay, get down.
He gave you the business end first. You didn't even have to do that.
Sniff my ass.
That was very dramatic of you.
Jay the Usual Multimedia, NFG Podcast, Jay the Usual on the road with Mama Dukes and cooking with Mama Dukes. We just saw a pile of sand from the Braga Bridge in Fall River, Massachusetts that had to be taller than the buildings around it by at least 20, 30 feet. It was pretty damn big. And we're going to go see if we can find it so that way I can fly my drone over it and show y'all what the hell's going on over there, because I'm not really sure. Very intriguing. It was to the right side of Braga Bridge if you're heading into Fall River, and to the left side if you're leaving Fall River. And you can't miss it. It's past the boatyard. It's huge as hell. Maybe somebody already knows. We'll post this to the Fall River page if we don't find out. And if we do, we'll post a video with the drone stuff after. Fun! Share, like, and comment. The more we grow, the more we show. The more you view, the more we do.
And they took off. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So I'm like...